Hello, welcome to my September budget for this month. In terms of things we've got going on this month, there's not much going on. So I'm going to Sheffield this weekend, so there'll probably be a fuel top up here somewhere, which I probably need to add in. And then there's not really much. Like I put penciled in having a bit of an odd jobs weekend, so there might be some in home improvement. My best friend is getting married, to be fair, so that will be good, and that might take a bit of a hammer into the joint account because that's where we put a lot of our drinking expenses. But yeah, other than that, I'm hoping it'll be a good month that I can it'll be a sorty month is what I'm going to call it, sorting stuff out. I've got some autumnal stuff to get out, so I might be doing that in this weekend just before October. I'm telling myself I can't buy anything more autumnal. I've got enough basically, so that's going to be my aim for September and October. But yeah, that's the big one really. So I need to budget some stuff for gifts for them, and then also like I said, eating out. So that's the sort of general plan. Quite a bit on parking. They've increased it as well. It used to be £14, but it's now at £16, so I need to up my budget on that, annoyingly. So yeah, if you've seen the close down, you'll see I've seen these numbers, but sort of roughly where we're up to. Emergency fund has got £1,170 in it between these two. Holidays at 130, Christmas at 305, Mum and Dad is at 250. So this is what I owe them. So they lent me £2,000, so I'm trying to build it back up. 52-week savings challenge is about 250. Penny savings challenge and Roundup Cowboys, which I use both of them for the penny savings challenge, is at about 59, but it's almost £60. Home improvement is at 59, eating out is at 17, so definitely needs a bit more. Health, hair and beauty is at 11, birthday and gifts of nothing, hobbies and entertainment's got nothing, water bills at 27, general annuals at 30, but water bill's not coming out for another 5 months, so I've got time to build that up. ICU subsidy at 63, Virgin Atlantic at 28, and I'm putting in a new one here called Future. So if you watched my debt video, I was a bit umming and ahhing because originally I was taking everything towards debt. And now I'm sort of saying, actually, there's quite a few life things coming up. So, potentially there might be a wedding coming up. Not that I'm engaged, but, my partner's been quite open about it, asking for the size of rings and what my vibe of ring is. And, so I sort of, don't want to get into more debt by sorting out a wedding, so I'm trying to start saving for things like that. Also, if we want to move house, the house we're in is perfectly fine and we'll probably be here for another 5 years, but it's just trying to build up that. So I've started to do a 10k savings challenge for this one, but yeah, I just wanted to put that in as a pot. Well, so let's get on to the September budget. Do I need to zoom out a little bit? I might do. Excuse the mess on my desk. Those can go over there. Well, hopefully this is all in shot and you can read it okay. So, what are we up to? Salary this month, so with my expenses, should be £3,100. I think it's 3,130 maybe, so I'm just budgeting 3,100 and then I can use the 30 as a buffer. Carryover, so 450, I don't think that's right actually. No, it's not. £517.24, so let me change that one. I'm gonna budget 515 there. In fact, I will zoom in because it might not be clear. Let me tilt this so you can actually read it. 515 and 20. So I round down when it comes to income and I round up when it comes to expenses, just so those buffers, I mean, they're really small, but they just give a bit of a buffer, so I know at no point I'm going to go over budget, hopefully. 3,100 plus 515 plus 20 gives 3,635. Also, sorry, I've got marker pen on me, and let's see if I've got a thingy to get off with. I just look like a right scruff. Oh, no, I've got nail varnish remover all over me. How is it that it comes off laminating stuff fine? When it comes to skin, it does not. Sorry, completely distracted. These are all similar. So we've got mortgage, life insurance, account fee, EE, Monzo account, internet. I put at 0, sorry, I don't know why this one's even listed because I don't pay for it, my partner does. Microsoft Audible, Remarkable, again, that one should come up. I think I pre-populated this one a while ago and it's since changed. So Remarkable Basic comes out now of my general subscriptions, which comes through monthly. Vanguard, Emergency Fund, they both get 50 in savings. So Vanguard is for my investments and Emergency Fund is for Emergency Fund. Miscellaneous, so I've got GOSH, which is Great Ormond Street Hospital, which is charity, and then Labour Party, and then yeah, debt. So these are my minimum payments I have to pay towards debt. So if I topped those up, that comes to, if I can write, 1275, which leaves a carryover, so 3635, which is £2,360. There we go. Then Virgin Atlantic, so budgeted 530 for that one. Plus I'm budgeting £300 for food, which is our joint account. Every month I've been caught out by having to put more into the shared account. So what I'm saying, and I said to my partner, is I'm going to budget more in eating out, not with the intention to use it, but just if we need to use it for the joint, I've used it as a bit of a top up. Like, I don't want to put money in the joint account and us thinking we've therefore got money in the joint account so we can just spend it. But like, I want to be conscious of what we're putting in there, and therefore I'm almost putting it in a separate pot out of the way so I don't need to use it, but then, you know, it can go for other stuff. And I think what I might say to myself is, if there's anything left over from eating out, then is that £200 I can reallocate it to something else, like future debt extra overpayment or something. Like, I'll do like a roll with it challenge, or you know what I mean, something like that, just so you know, like I've got that buffer, because so many times I've had to dip into like actual sinking funds because I didn't have the money budgeted because we went over on that. So I prefer to just budget in the eating out now, and then if it's left I can then allocate it to somewhere else. But yeah, every time we're just too bougie. We're honestly not. All our eating out is like bloody, it's not even takeaways, it's drink. It's like when we go out, like we might go out like one time a week, it'll be to like a pub or something, but yeah, it's just like when we go out for alcohol and stuff, it just, oh, a cocktail now is like £8. So yeah, you don't need too many for that to suddenly rapidly go down. And we don't even have much of a life. Anyway, I don't know what I'm trying to explain myself. So what's this? This comes to £1,140. And then we had left over 2,360. That leaves £1,220. And then, oh, that should be nationwide to Monzo. I don't know why I put the date in there. I usually populate the date when I've actually transferred it. Same with that one. Sorry, so 20 plus 20 plus 120 plus 50 plus 230 plus 35. So this all comes to 475. So just to go through what I've put in here. So this is that future fund I was on about, so I'm starting to save, so basically about £5 a week towards future, and then hopefully in the next couple of months I can put a bit more towards it. Holiday as well, £20 a month. Christmas, really getting hammering up until Christmas basically, and then I can hopefully obviously knock it down come January. And this is basically to get up to about £500–600. We might not use it all. If we don't, that's even better, because then we can allocate it to future straight away, but I prefer to have it and not be stressed over at Christmas, because I'm like, oh gosh, we're going to my partner's for Christmas this year, so I'm just conscious we've got probably quite a few more gifts to give. All my brothers and sisters, they say give it to the kids, but they've got quite a lot of kids, so even then it's like, if it's, you know, £20 a kid, it starts adding up. Gifts, so we've got the wedding, so if I allocate 50, my partner will probably allocate 50 for the wedding present. Debt extra over, so now for the next 6 months I think this is going to remain pretty constant, so this is to pay off the Tesco 2 credit card. In fact, let me write that as a note to myself. So it gets its £30 a month anyway, and then I'm going to top it up to £230, and that means by the time the balance transfer ends, that card is fully wiped. And then mum and dad, in terms of what I'm paying them a month, is currently, I'm budgeting £35, and I use that in the Knockout 9 challenge, so it could be more, could be slightly less, but that's 35. So that came to 470 from 120 leaves £745. Then all my annuals come to £77, so I've got £27 which I've had to up for my water bill because I paid the last one the other month, so I pay it every 6 months, so I've just divided the last bill by 6, thinking it should be pretty much the same. IC subs, again, it's an annual, so it comes once a year, but I just divide it by 12. General annual, so that covers things like my Remarkable, which is my digital notepad, Ring yearly, my partner plays Disney, so you know, just the general annual stuff. Virgin Atlantic is a credit card I own, which I put all my work expenses on, but it does come with an annual fee. I'm debating about whether to give that one up. It's to get points for flights, so we are thinking we're going to go away next year, so I think once that's done, we've used the points and everything, I'm going to just get rid of that card and maybe get one that's not got an annual fee attached to it. You know, maybe get one that's more appropriate for if we're putting any stuff on it, we get better points, because the thing is, if we don't always go away, and then even if you do go away, I don't always use Virgin to fly, so really it's looking like America or Barbados or something, which is then quite like the extremes of going away. So yeah, I'm going to look on that one. Completely digress again. 745 77 is leaves £668, and then I'm budgeting about £560 to all of these items here. So fuel, parking and other, only because I've started to, this credit card gets billed from the 13th to the 13th, and then I pay it on the 1st of next month. So I've already obviously been using it from the 13th. So I've had 2 big, so my partner, we went out for a meal, so I put it on the credit card. And then what was the other one I put on the credit card? I think it was like a works night out. I paid some stuff, so that went on the credit card as well. So yeah, I can pretty accurately guesstimate that that's what that one's going to be. So 668 minus 560 leaves £108. I thought I'd balance this to 0, but you know what, I'm going to leave it there. So that's going to leave £668 carryover. If towards the end of the month, and when I get the bill for this card, I will adjust it to suit, and I think what will end up happening, I'll put it towards my future savings challenge instead. So yeah, and I'll do that in my cash stuffing. Brilliant. So that's September. Fab. So I am now going to move on to cash stuffing. So I'll probably upload this video like next to it, so I'll have the close down video, starting up budget video and week 1 cash stuffing, because I'm now splitting my cash stuffing over the 4 weeks. Just makes it a bit exciting. It makes me on top of my budget a bit more, because I do this at the beginning of the month, and then by the end of the month I'm like, oh god, where was I up to? Not where was I up to with my budget, but like I get a bit tired of it and I want to like do something a bit new. So with the savings challenges, I'm going to do those weekly just to make sure I'm, you know, weekly, having almost the weekly check-ins. And I think what I might do as well with those is anytime I've got any payments out, I'll just update this as and when I go as well. And it gives a bit of a, you know, weekly check-in if you guys are interested on where I'm up to, save having to do it all in one big video at the end. But yeah, let me know how you think about that at all. But yeah, that is the budget for September. So I'm gonna off camera, I won't bore you guys with it, but yeah, when I do my savings challenges, some of these will dictate what these actually get. So for instance, like holiday, I do the challenge, I think it's split splat for holiday. So yeah, I could be paying in, so I'm doing 2 lots of split splat, but I could be paying in £10 or £20 or £25 or whatnot. So yeah, they might change a bit back and forth. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you all have a good month and happy budgeting.